Hello, God bless you. This is Ellen Mongan. It's time to go tell the world. This is Go Tell the World podcast. I'm your host today. I'm going to do a 10-minute sharing about moms and dads. Moms and dads are my heroes. It used to be just moms are my heroes. Then I found a lot of dads are helping to raise the children nowadays, and they're my heroes too. It seems like long hours and tons to do, and no one even thanks you for cleaning your toilets or dressing your children or getting them to school on time. But I'm thanking you right now. You're my heroes. You're putting in the time to train up your children in the way of the Lord, and when they get old, they'll return to what you taught them. You're feeding their soul. You're telling them their heart what is right and what is wrong. Hopefully you're doing a good job. I always say the world will do the job for you if you don't take the time. The world's ready and able to teach them through the TV, the computer, other people, through bad examples. There's tons of things that will happen if you don't guard your child's heart, their lives, and their relationships. Take the time. Find what's going on. When they get home from school, say, what's up today? How's life in your world? They'll be glad to tell you. They'll be burdened. They'll share. If you're there when they're burdened, you'll be there in their joys as well. The moms and dads be my heroes. I want to give a little question test right now. Ready? If moms are my heroes and dads are my heroes and children are our future and children are being trained up, raise your hand, who wants the children to learn about things about sex too early, age appropriate? Or who wants their children to live an innocent, pure life? Raise your hand. You know what? The world will train them up. We got to guard even our vote to make sure we're teaching our children the right stuff. Parents used to be in charge of their children. Now things are turning around way too quickly. One of my children actually decided to homeschool her children on the basis of one of the things going on in the public schools. And I was glad because she's a great example and she is a person that really can teach them faster and better in her way, gentle and truthful. There's also this. Who wants their children to go to school and perhaps have a life-threatening thing happen because of someone that comes in and decides to destroy people, places, or things? Or who wants a safe haven where your child can go into school and you can kiss them goodbye and say a little prayer and they're safely returned to you at the end of the day? We got to guard our hearts, guard our children's hearts, their lives, and we got to guard their environment and guard their friends. There's a vote coming up soon, so take these things in mind when you vote. Who wants your children to know that there is only two sexes, a man and a woman, as God created two? Or who wants them to think that there's other ways of doing it instead of God's way? There's a vote coming up. Guard your heart. Guard your children's lives for the future. Pat and I, Deacon Pat is my husband of 50 years. We talk often about the way of the world. We get discouraged, but we know that if you train them up, they will come back. There's so many things that adults have to face nowadays in parenting than we had to face. Too busy a schedule. Do they have a cell phone in school or not? Heavens no. The teacher has a cell phone. As my friend Tiffany said, she can make a call if need be. So many other things they have to face. They have to face all the different things going on. The TV itself could be a disaster if listened to by the wrong age group appropriate. There's so much going on that I just want to say again, parents are my heroes. You have parental rights. This is the way God made you. One time I had a relationship problem with a sister, and I'll never forget. It was all about, should my child who faints in heat at age 4 go over to play and sit outside in Georgia and play with the friends outside? This mother's kid probably did not have a problem with being outside. And I went to someone to talk for advice, and she said this: God gives each parent wisdom for their own child. But you have to be formed in the Word of God. We are in a Christian community where everyone was walking with the Lord. And you have to have a well-formed conscience in order to have your child safe. And I, from then on, had that child in my house because my child was not unsafe, but it was not good for her health. You have to be able to do this. If it makes it parts the best of friends. There's more. There's more to this that I'm thinking of. I'm thinking of the fact that our children are given too much information too soon. Not only in the education realm, but just in the sense. I remember when my kids were little, it was a Christian community. One little girl decided to tell her all about the birds and the bees and One girl was in second grade, so the other one must have been in kindergarten or first. You know, I was not surprised that people do this, but you know what? I would have rather it done a different way. Guard your children's innocence. Guard their hearts. Guard the relationships. Guard their little selves. Teach them about how the world works and have them be prepared in a way that they know right from wrong. But don't have them be so innocent that they will go with someone if I said, can you help me find my dog? We all know that one. Because the truth is, the world isn't as safe as when I was a child. I don't know why and how things got so wrong so fast. But I'm wearing black and white today. I thought it would show on air, but it doesn't. The dark is getting darker and the light's getting brighter. And I'm praying daily that the Holy Spirit will open the eyes of people to see what's going on. I'm praying daily for our presidential candidate, because I'm a Republican, and I'm praying daily for their safety. And then today, I was listening to a show on the podcast, and some man, I don't know his name, I don't want to say it because I don't even remember I'll say it correctly, but he was talking about some dreams he had about the president. And at the end of his talk, I started thinking, who do you know, another quiz, who do you know that has had as many trials in such a short amount of time as President Trump? Well, then I was reading about how when God's using someone, and I've been used by the Lord a lot, but I've also been through a lot of fire, that when God is using you or calling you for a purpose that is beyond what you need to ask or imagine, you go through a ton of testing and fire. But then on the other end, I was thinking we need to, as intercessors, and I'm an intercessor, that we need to be praying for President Trump and his family, President Vance and his family, even Vice President Vance, I'm sorry. Even we need to be praying even for Michael Johnson, Speaker of the House, and his family. They are out there. They're standing for us. They're standing up strong. They're not backing down. They're speaking the truth in love, and they're trying their best to do the right thing. Now, when we make the vote, coming up soon, shame on you if you do not vote, especially Georgia. I'm a Georgia gal. We got to vote, and we got to vote for the right stuff. Have you ever seen a person be tried so hard as President Trump, but have you ever seen a man with so much energy to go from state to state and say what's right? Some will receive him, some will not. Some will like what he says, some will not. He had change of life experience when he got hit by a bullet by some person that, for some reason or another, was not doing the right thing. And we'll never know. I don't think we'll ever know. But it did change his life. And I say to myself, I go, God doesn't save you for no reason at all. If he does a miracle in your life, he has a purpose. He has a purpose every day for you. If he gives you one child, train that one child up. He has a purpose for that child. If he gives you two or half a dozen, and we have 8, one in heaven, you train that child up. See how God can use you. But if he does a miracle in your life, like saves your life from a bullet, there's something good's going to happen. That you have something, a calling. Satan would love to tear people down. And I listen on the TV, we hardly can believe the lies. I was taught, especially by Father Tom Payton, he said to me, lying is a sin. There's never, ever reason to lie, ever. And I was trying to protect someone's reputation. I told him what I did, and I felt like mortified. I said, the nuns told us not to lie either, but I thought there was some occasion of lying is okay, or a little white lie, but there isn't. So that's one thing. And the last thing is this. When you go to vote your conscience, please know right from wrong. The 10 Commandments gives you a great guideline. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not covet your neighbor's wife. There's so many in there. Bear false witness, love the Lord thy God first, no false gods before you. Go over with your conscience before. Take the ballot, if that's in the paper, usually gives me a copy of it, and go through it and see what you're thinking when you think of voting. Are we trying to vote to win? Like sometimes it seems to me the Democrats just want to win. Their qualifications in the area of compared to the Republican candidate, President Trump, are low. And then the dream to be the first woman president is high. I feel like I would never want to be a president myself. I think that they have no idea. They have no idea what it's like to step your foot into those shoes. If you've never been a president before, I have no idea. There's a lot to it. There's a lot to the job. For one thing, you're always on call. My husband's a doctor. You have to go in every third, be on call. You're on call all the time. You have to have stamina. What does President done to show his stamina. Stamina. I can't talk today. He goes from place to place, speaking the truth. You have to have stamina. You have to live by the law of the land, which is our laws of our world and our United States. And you have to love our country. These are important things. You have to be selfless. You can't be stealing ideas from other people and thinking it's yours. Because me, if I write a book and Pat Edison and he starts to say, well, I helped, I go, but I wrote the book. You have to be able to say your own thoughts. If you want to say the other guy's thoughts, then maybe perhaps you can join the Republican team. Will welcome you aboard, because you know what? It's a really serious time in our country. God can only do so much. He depends on his people to have their heart set on him. He depends on his people to vote their conscience. He depends on his people to know right from wrong. So please know today, I'm saying heroes are the parents that are training up those children, and the ones that are not, shame on you. Get busy. There's a lot to do. Parenting isn't just something you do silently with your eyes closed. You got to wake up and train those children up so we have a better world. I'm wearing this little bow here, so I was going to say this. We're each gifted by God for a reason. We're a gift. That's what we call God calls it the present. Every day is a gift, but every person in the world is a gift. And we have to do what we're called to do. I'm called to speak out and to pray. That's all I'm called to do. I don't even know President Trump or the other gal. I only know what's right and what's wrong. And even though they could say this is right and this is wrong, we know abortion's wrong. I had a little baby die at 2.5 hours old. I was privileged enough to hold him and to love him, and 25 people were in the room singing to little Zachary. And then what do we sing? Angels watching over thee, my Lord. I never forgot that moment. And when I went to get the death certificate, I'll never forget this either. They said, good, he lived 2.5 hours old. You get the tax deduction. I didn't want a tax deduction. I want to bring home my baby. If you ever held your baby in your arms, you would think to yourself twice, 3 times, 4 times, how could I ever try to kill a baby that is, I have made bone of my bone, flesh of my flesh with the help of God? How could I ever want to give away a baby that I love with all my heart before they're even birthed? Babies, they're a miracle. Think about it. Inside your womb, God creates arms and legs and eyes and noses and a heart to love their family and to love others as they walk with the Lord. Please, think twice when you go in the voting booth. Think 3 times. Think 4 times. Think of that baby that you're holding for the first time. All of you that have had, our parents have had a child. And you look at that baby, and even though the inn is full, like we had 8, every time we had a baby, we were going, okay. And you always love that baby. God gives you the love to love them with a mother's heart. Yes, this is a serious election. And it's also a time of everyone seeing what's important to you. What is important to you? Is your faith important to you? Then vote your conscience. And if you don't know right from wrong, I heard this one movie star, I don't remember his name now, but he did Home Improvement, that funny guy. He started reading the Bible. I go, yeah, my hat's off to you too. Read the Bible before you go in the booth. Start thinking now of what is right, what is wrong. And if you don't know, give me a call. I'll tell you, because I so know the Word of God is the truth. You don't have to believe in it, but it's just like gravity. It's going to drop to the ground if you let go of an item. So, and your life is in the hands of God if you're walking with Him. This is a serious talk about parents being heroes, about who to vote for. Vote Trump and the VP JD Vance coming up. I would love for y'all to write me. My email is wowellen@yahoo.com, and my website's www.ellenmongan.com. It's time to go tell the world. Now, I've told you the truth today. One little nugget, go tell someone else, or send this podcast to them. Inside my channel, it's called Zoom. It was called Zoom. That's not what it's called. It's called YouTube, Ellen Mongan. Have a great day, and you know what? Be kind to one another. Live what you believe, and have a great day.